Hi everyone, Katarina here. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I'm so happy to be back with this card in here. Now, I've promised this a long time ago. I was just unfortunately unable to craft, as I shared in my previous video, more or less the whole of December. But I'm back with this and I'm so happy that I'm back with this one. To create this, I've used my favorite 3D embossing folder, the Peony Bouquet from Crafter's Companion. And I've used this in videos before, and one of those videos in particular was very popular with a lot of you. I had over 10,000 views on that video and a lot of lovely comments and encouragement and suggestions. I absolutely loved reading all the comments on that video. I was blown away by all the attention I got from it. And it was really a lovely card. So if you haven't seen it yet, I will link to it in the description box below. Please go and check it out, because I will be giving a lot of information in there how to create on how to cut out all the flowers and all that. I'm not gonna go into all as much detail now, because I've already done that. There's no point me dragging time with every single video with that, because there's other videos that are coming up using this exact embossing folder, and I'm just so excited for it. I'm a strong believer that if I have one product, especially if I love the look of it, that I use it in all different ways, rather than use it once and then put it on the bottom of the drawer. Definitely not going to happen with this folder. I absolutely love it. It's just gorgeous. So I combined a technique in which I'm cutting out the flowers and sticking them or gluing them on top of the raised area of the cardstock with, I think, what's called a black ice technique. Now, I'm not really that technical when it comes to inks and all that, but I'm experimenting and I absolutely love the look of it, how it turned out. But I have some different cards in here when I was experimenting on what works and what doesn't work for this, and I got completely different looking cards using this same technique, and I will share all of them at the end of this video, so please stay tuned and let's get into it. Okay, to start with, I'm going to take a mirror copper piece of cardstock, and I'm going to send this through my die cutting machine. I'm going to make sure that the embossed side is gonna be the shiny side of the cardstock. On one of the cards that I'm going to share at the end of this video, I by accident put this the opposite way and it became the debossed side, and it turned in, I didn't like the look until I worked a bit on it, and it turned into a really beautiful card. I will share it with you at the end of this video, so please stay tuned. And now I'm just going to send this through my die cutting machine. Now this in itself is just so lovely, but I'm going to add some black ink to this now, and I'm going to use the StaZon Jet Black. This is a solvent ink pad, and I'm just going to drag this from one corner to the other corner of the Okay, so the next step is to take my Versamark ink pad, and I'm going to, I had to flatten this out a bit because obviously with the heat tool it curled up a bit, so just really worked it with my hands to make it a bit flatter. So now it is important that we only drag it from one end to the next and don't keep going back and forth, and I will share an example at the end why not to do that. Okay, so I'm just gonna go literally like this here, just gently and lightly going one direction all over this cardstock. And now I'm going to take, this is a clear gloss super fine embossing powder, Okay, so, and now I'm just going to cut around the flowers again the same way I've done it in the previous video that I referenced to before. So please, if you want to know details what I'm cutting or how I'm cutting, please go back to that video. I will link to it below, just as I said, and you know, you find a lot more details about cutting these out and what needs to, what doesn't need to necessarily be cut out. Okay, so to speed up this process, I've already made some of these and they are all cut out. I have the flowers and the foliage. What else is there? I think that's all for now. So how lovely these look. So what I also did, as I did it in my previous videos, I sent these back, and it's quite easy to snap this back into their places once you find the other side, obviously. So once you it's quite easy to snap this back into their places because of the raised areas. Obviously it just falls back in there, you can feel it, it doesn't really want to move out of there. So once that's done, especially the larger flowers, you don't need to don't need to send the smaller ones back, but once you send this through the die cutting machine, what it does, it finishes up those edges a little bit more. It's not rough cut edges with the scissors, but it kind of folds them back again and adds that dimension back to it. I think they are lovely. Okay, so to assemble the card, I'm just going to use cardstock or card base that's 5 by 7 inches and just a normal folding card base. Layer is going to be this black one, which measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And so for the top layer, I'm going to use this embossed, and using the same embossing folder I sent it through with heavyweight white cardstock, and this one measures 4 5/8 by 6 5/8. Now I could have gone to 4 1/2 by 6 1/2 to keep the measurements easier, not to use those awkward 1/8 of an inch measurements, but I really just liked this very thin black border around the white panel there, and then a bit of a bigger border for the card base. I don't know, there's no right or wrong with this. You can really use any measurements as you like. By no means go down to 4 1/2 and 6 1/2 if you wish. It's just my preference for this card, because I don't normally use these 5/8 of measurements on cards, although I have used it in the past and it really doesn't bother me. But if it's not your thing, just keep it simple and go 4 1/2 by 6 1/2 with it. Now I'm going to glue this onto the card base, make sure I'm going the right direction, just like so. And I'm using the Cola glue here. It will going to leave it nice and strong for me once it dries. Now, all I'm going to do now, I'm going to glue these on its places. You can see it shows very well where the embossed flower is, so it's just very easy to put it in place there. Now, on the cards that I made before, these large flowers I popped up on foam tape. And I was considering doing it this time too, but I thought I'll do it differently this time. So I'm just going to lay everything nice and flat. do, I'm going to add a sentiment. I have already heat embossed this Hello Friend, and I used the Wow Rose Gold embossing powder to do that, and I just bagged it on a little bit of a black cardstock. Now the measurements of these are just over 1.5 and just over 1.25. So the white one would be 1.5, 1.25, and the black one behind it is just a teeny tiny bit bigger than that. So just to finish the card off, I'm adding some of these embellishments. These are little flag-back pearls, and these are like dark chocolate brownie, I guess. Okay, so this is it. The card's finished. The glue is drying still for the little pearls, so I don't want to maneuver it too much. There's plenty of room for message on the inside, and I think it's such a beautiful, beautiful card. If you know someone who doesn't like maybe colorful, this would be just perfect. I really think how it turned out. Now I'm going to show you a few different variations. Now I did try to make this with silver, but I made a mistake. Okay, so there is this in silver. Now you can see how shiny and all it is. The mistake I made on this one was that I cut out the flowers before adding the Versamarking, and once I went to add it, it's just covered the whole thing as you would when you are going to heat emboss something. So it left it nice and shiny. Now, I mean, I love this look. I really love it. But what I was trying to achieve is kind of like this look here. So for the next one, what I did the background silver. See that? Here you will see the difference. So this is what the black ice technique would or should look like. This is still a lovely technique. I mean, it's still beautiful. Definitely wouldn't throw this card away, but there's the difference. It just shows you if you add too much of the Versamarking, it will end up a bit more shiny rather than having that lovely icy texture in there. So for this one, what I did, I cut out of white cardstock all the roses and the foliage, and I heat embossed these with opaque white powder, and now it's just lovely and shiny. I absolutely love how this turned out as well. So I just added this on black cardstock, and I will be printing out a message and sticking it in the middle. So that's it. It's gorgeous. For the next example, I made a mistake, as I mentioned earlier. I debossed the shiny side of the copper cardstock, and I wasn't crazy about it until I pulled the seasoning on top. Oh my word, I just fell instantly in love with it. I didn't even add the Versamark or anything on top. I just left it as it was. I absolutely love it. It's just such a gorgeous variation of the card. All I did, added a little bit of a sentiment, said congratulations, and I added some flat back pearls here and there. So ready for a message to go in. My last example for this set is I used blue mirror cardstock, and instead of the black StazOn, I used the white one. Where is it? In here. This is the solvent ink pad, and it's cotton white. So this is what I used for this one. So, and now I don't even know if it's still called black ice technique, or does it have to be a black one for the black ice technique. I really don't know, but I love the result. I think it's just gorgeous. I finished it off with this black, no, sorry, white white pearls. They are teeny tiny bit like iridescent. It picks up some of the blue of the cardstock as well, so I absolutely love it. And I matted it with the same blue mirror cardstock in there, so I think this looks absolutely gorgeous. So there's all the different variations of this one. let me know if you like this, and if you have checked out my previous videos using the same embossing folder, because I just love this one. And I'm coming back with another video very shortly where I'm using the same embossing folder to create a completely different looking card again. So if you like my tutorial, please give me the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet done so. I really appreciate every single comment, every like, every subscription. It really means so much to me, and it keeps me going. So thank you for watching, and until the next time, bye.